There's a gentleman laying in the street here. I don't think he's doing really good.
Tell me if you can hear or feel any breathing.
He's got no breath.
No breath. Okay, we're going to start CPR. Listen carefully. I'll tell you exactly how to do that. Okay, you're going to pump the chest hard and fast at least twice per second. We're going to do this at least 600 times or until the fire department gets there. Tell me when you're going to start.
Now.
Okay, let's go. 1, 2, count as you're doing them. Everybody.
The dispatchers are truly the first responders. We're the very first line of communication on the scene of any accident, medical emergency, law enforcement problem, because they are calling for help, and we initially have to make sure we're asking the right questions. Is it a problem? Is it a medical? What's going on? And then get the proper resources going out there. So everybody that works here definitely takes on that responsibility of making sure they're doing their job properly so that we get the proper help out there.
The exciting part about this job is that, one minute you're talking to somebody who can't find their car and they think they got towed or misplaced, and then the next time you got somebody who's screaming because they just found somebody choking or found them down, passed out on the ground. You just never know what you're going to get, so you're always at a ready state of what's the next call going to entail? What do I have to be prepared for? It doesn't really hit you until you start answering your first few calls, and then you start getting used to it, and you start building a base of, I've handled this kind of call, I've handled this kind of call, and then you start to build on those as you go. But it takes a while. I did not feel complete in my training until almost 2 years into the job, and even then, every day you're learning something.
To me, every day is going to be different, and I like helping people. That's probably one of my biggest drives is, always trying to assist people.
It does come with rewards as far as, you feel like you're actually making a difference to people. They're calling for help, you're getting them that help, and then they're getting transported to the hospital, or law enforcement's showing up and helping them get that situation under control. So you are able to help people every day.
Okay, keep going. The help is on the way, okay? But don't stop. Keep going until they get there. Don't stop.
Just listening to them, being sympathetic, letting them know that you're there for them to help them. I think that's our biggest goal as a dispatcher, is to let them know that we're here to help you. We'll find a solution. We're the first point of contact. And, if a dispatcher isn't on it and letting that caller know that, we care, we want to listen, we want to help, that's a major life-changing experience for that caller. If you get somebody who doesn't care, that caller's going to remember that type of stuff.
For anybody who's looking at doing this job, it is a rewarding job, and there are days that are going to be stressful, and there's things that you have to be prepared for that you never thought you'd hear or have to deal with on a daily basis, and that's what we do. Come by, ask to do a sit-along to kind of see if this is what you want to do. We've had plenty of people who tested and thought this is what they want to do, and then they do the sit-along and go, that's way more than I thought it was going to be, and they go, that's not for me. And that's great. That's fine. We'd rather them find out early than to get fully vested into it and not be their career.
You have to be able to concentrate on your radio, you have to be able to answer the phone, you have to be able to listen to your partner's conversations, you have to be listening to someone who's call taking across the room to be able to put all these dots together. It's really a cohesive effort between the entire group and everybody working together, and you're listening to your partner take a phone call and you're like, wait, that sounds very familiar to something I just did a couple minutes ago, and then you're able to put the 2 and 2 together for putting calls together and like, okay, this person that just called is related to this call that we took 5 minutes ago or something that they're on right now, that kind of a thing. It really is a team effort all day.
Your emotions go up and down constantly, and I think that's a hard thing for a lot of people to deal with too, is the emotional roller coaster that a dispatcher rides throughout the day, personally throughout their career.
Something that's very hard as part of our job is we're so removed from the actual incident. We're just hearing things. It can sound a lot worse than it really is, or it can sound not bad at all, and then we find out later it's terrible. It takes a certain personality to be able to do the job. It's not just a job you can come in and learn and anybody can do it. It honestly takes a certain personality to be able to deal with those high stresses nonstop. You have to be able to navigate those emotions with people, and if you're up here, they're gonna go even higher. So, a calming tactic that we use a lot is bringing your voice down. Because if they're screaming at the top of their voice, and you're screaming on top of them, nobody is getting any help.
What's going on there?
I just got hit! Hurry up! Somebody punching me! I didn't even do anything, please!
Okay,
He's on drugs and he's
calm down. I know, they're on the the way there, okay? Does he have any weapons?
I don't know.
You don't.
We've had several recent calls where people have been recognized for their help through EMD and helping save a life, being a part of the vital link of rescuing, helping somebody come back. Those recognitions really kind of validate why we do what we do.
I feel like our county has been involved in a lot of major incidents. And I feel like that is when our center is at its best, because we just all work together as a team and get through those critical incidents together. We get help to the public, and we're assisting our brothers and sisters out in the field as well.
26. I need medic. Call 3. I am down.
I copy. What's your location?
Third 26. I'm at 6770. Del Playa.
There's an officer down. I copy. We got medics en route. Units en route to assist.
Our dispatchers are rock stars. I mean, they work so hard. They're putting in overtime. They're on lack of sleep. I mean, they are just really doing their best, and they show up and they work hard every day. And I'm very, very proud of our team and everybody that I work with, because they come in and do their absolute best every day.
Thank you to all of our dispatchers for the incredible work that you do behind the scenes to ensure that our citizens are protected and that our deputies and other first responders go home safely to their loved ones.